people just don't hand over their best ideas, but restructuring the reward system so those who come with innovative ideas also participate in the rewards.
Away from command and control, away from fear management, and being rewarded for taking risks, and being rewarded for sharing, and a much more informal organization style. Nowadays you see very often that the first and most important target is how are you managing your cost, and secondly, by the way, if you have time, what are you doing for the consumer? You need to turn that around.
For one thing, we still value and reward people on industrial models, on how many hours they work versus what do they know, on how busy they were versus who were they talking to and sharing. It's the exact wrong models. You really want to start, I don't know about measuring people, but incenting them in various ways to learn, to share what they know, to help others. I mean, I wrote a book once on social capital. We should be incenting people to help glue people together, glue them to the firm, sort of social glue.
Most time you see a department has its own measurement and the other department has its own measurement, and those measurements or incentives are totally non-aligned. So for the best, with the best, the intention of the people, they're working against each other. So what you need to do, and that's the major culture change, is that you need to align the incentives. So people do not have their own little target anymore, but you have a target which is a sort of subset of the ultimate objective that you have, is to create customer satisfaction really on a net promoter score basis. One of the issues I really see is that often you see that that net promoter score, which is a sort of new tool, is being used for the sales organization, the marketing organization, but the rest of our organization still lives according to the old rules of customer satisfaction. We score 79%, what have you. So I think you need to bring that way of emotional frustration, ecstasy, you need to bring that inside the organization. So if you have made the processes transparent, then also have everybody in the organization being measured in his personal bonus sheet on what do you do in order to have the customer being much more satisfied with your specific part as shackled in the chain of your service processes.
You know, knowledge takes time to develop knowledge, to explore knowledge, to exploit it. So you have to have patience, and you should also develop new metrics. So don't only measure cost effectiveness or market penetration, but also measure on innovation rates, knowledge exchange. You can also measure these things. Well, if you measure things, you might also get it.
What we see amongst peer networks is that peers are much more sensitive to those who are not pulling their weight. So there's kind of an internal, not policing, but an internal layering of expectations on top of employees to make sure that they are pulling their weight. Whether or not the group as a whole succeeds sometimes is out of their own control. So we can do the best we can.
People measurably work together to create measurable results in higher customer satisfaction, lower cost and higher reliability. So the sense is collaborative KPIs, what does it do? People always say, trust is okay, command and control is better. What I'm saying is a combination of both works best. So it's sort of managed trust. Collaborative KPIs gives you the sense of trust, but you manage it, make it very measurable, very transparent, very open, nowhere to hide. But trust is the core concept of it.
So I think trust is the key. We don't trust our employees enough. I think we'd be enormously surprised if we just let go, trusted our employees, and I think we'd let them unfold and provide enormous benefit to the organisation if we just trusted them. That's going to take a little while for them to trust us as managers as much as us to trust them.